decided to stop by for this video is 𝖳𝖾-𝗏𝖾Ｌ. Got the Nutella acai bowl. It's actually my first time ever trying an acai bowl, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. The Nutella makes it a little bit big back, but overall, you know, I think she's pretty healthy. The reason I stopped by here first is because one of my New Year's resolutions is to start working on my health more. And honestly, I was like, how am I gonna do that while I'm in New York City? Because I came here to lunch, you know what I mean? Like, I'm about to eat. I think it's all about balance, and just because I want to go eat pizza, Chick-fil-A, Wingstop, like even though I want to go eat at all these places, I can still balance it out by having at least like a healthy meal within my day. And so that's why we stopped here, because we might get pizza later, but at least we had at least one healthy meal, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're definitely gonna get into like all my goals and everything that I have for this year, like literally right now, because I'm about to start writing down my goals. But honestly, I was just thinking to myself, like, especially someone who I wouldn't say is a food creator, but on TikTok I feel like I got known for my food videos because of my humor, and I would always say big bag, you know, we still do. But it's like, after seeing things go on in my family, health issues that happen because of certain foods people were eating, it's like I used to feel like I was such a big foodie and that I just loved food. And I feel like now I'm like, I love myself more than I love food. Like, food tastes good, of course it's great, but if you ingest too much of the wrong things, it can be extremely unhealthy, you know what I mean? And I just don't want to live that life anymore. And so I'm like, yeah, like, I'm gonna eat what I want to eat while I'm here, but at the same time, like, maybe I do want a salad, you know what I mean? Like, I actually do. Anyways, guys, so that's why this is our first stop. And she's pretty good. I actually think I'm done because this thing is actually huge. Like, I am shocked at how big this thing is. But yeah, I don't even know if y'all can hear me because it's kind of loud. But yeah, let's go ahead and start planning out my goals for 2025. I'm still able to reset even though I'm not at home. You know what I mean? Like, I was literally thinking about this video and I'm like, how am I supposed to do this if I'm not back home? But you know, you can really reset anywhere and at any time in your life. Massive library, about to go make my vision board. Okay, so I decided to stop by Best Buy because I really wanted to find the Canon G7X. I went to this paint and sip event and met another creator and she had that camera, and when I tell you guys, the photos came out so bomb. I've never felt prettier. Unfortunately, they did not have the camera in store, so when I come back to Canada, I'm definitely hoping to find it so I can upgrade my photo game and my quality for YouTube, because in 2025 the YouTube game is finna be up. Hello, we are back home, so let's go ahead and do a little chit chat. Right now in this section, I just wanted to get into my goals and reflect on 2024. But let's first of all talk about the fact that I am not in Canada. We are in New York. So this was a very last minute trip, and this video is gonna come out before my New York City vlog. But if you keep up with me on Instagram and TikTok, I literally post more like live updates. But anyways, this was a very like last minute trip where I was like, you know what, I just really wanted to travel this year. I didn't know where, I didn't know when, but I just know I wanted to make it happen. And I think after coming on this trip, it made me realize that I could be more independent. I feel like being an only child for such a long portion of my life, I'd always go to like my parents, and I feel like they're always like doing things for me. Like, of course I was independent, but at the same time, like traveling and like going out alone in like a whole different country is like not something I'm completely used to. Like, I would usually meet my family members at the airport, but this time it's different, right? I'm currently staying at my grandma's house, but I had to like get here on my own. You know, like when I go out, I don't have like my family members with me. Like, I'm going out alone, and that's a little bit scary for me. I see people solo traveling all the time. I would be like, how? Especially when women were doing it. But now I'm just like, no girl, you gotta see the world. Like, the world is so beautiful and there's so much for me to see, so like you can't let fear stop you, which is a big thing I'm taking into 2025. It's literally winter, so like it gets dark at 5 p.m. here, and like I don't want that to stop me from experiencing, for example, Times Square in the night or the Rockefeller Center. And I'm not gonna lie, in 2024 as if it wasn't like 3 days ago, it really did stop me. Like, I literally was supposed to go out for New Year's Eve, and I didn't go because it was gonna be dark by then and I was scared. So I let fear hold me back, even though I spent $120 on it and was not able to get a refund. That just kind of goes to show like how scared I am of like being out when it's late, which makes sense because I am a woman and I am in a whole different country. But at the same time, like, just try to be cautious if you're going out alone, especially solo traveling. Like, I think the thing, like, it's okay to have fear, but I don't feel like fear should be the thing holding me back from doing things I want to do. So that's one big thing I'm taking into 2024. And on top of that, it's paired with doing things solo. I feel like so many people are afraid to do things alone, including me, especially right now. But I'm really facing my fears and I'm going out and I'm doing it. So I'm really happy about that. And I think being alone just allows you to socialize with more people if you're in that sort of setting. And it's like kind of nice to keep yourself company. I can imagine so many times where I wanted to go out and didn't go because my friend couldn't go with me. I just don't want that to be my reality anymore. Like, I'm gonna go alone and I'm gonna have fun and I'm not gonna be afraid. The next thing I wanted to talk about that I really want to work on for 2025 is my appearance. When I first say it, it probably just sounds so shallow, but like, you know, y'all need to understand, when you look good in this life, you feel good, and not only that, you attract better opportunities for yourself. That's just genuinely how I feel about it. And in 2024, I feel like maybe half of the time I looked good and so I felt really cute, but in the other half of the time I felt like I looked so bad. And honestly it was what it was, because I was learning how to do my own hair. My mom was the main person who does my hair. Now she's not around anymore, and so I decided, instead of going to hairstylists, I'm just gonna learn how to do my own wigs, for example. So I was practicing on synthetic wigs before. I had some human hair wigs, but I wanted to practice installing the hair and possibly doing some hairstyles. After that, I feel like I actually got better at it, and now we're here. We're like, the hair's looking decent, she's looking fine, you know what I mean? Going back on it, I think what I realized is that first of all, I know I'm not ugly, right? I would always tell myself that I know I'm not ugly, my features are so cute, I think I'm so cute, I know I'm beautiful. But because my hair didn't look good, I felt ugly for probably the first time in my life. and it felt sad because I literally felt like I was making myself look bad and ugly when I could have just been looking cute if I just had the right hair. Now it was something else too, because I actually was trying. I was trying to find a good hair company. I was trying to learn how to do my wigs. At the end of the day, like, all a journey, and like not everyone starts at the same starting point. A lot of people just go to get their hair done, and there's literally nothing wrong with that. But for me, I just wanted to take the approach of learning how to do at least something on my own, so that, hey, like, if a hairstylist does cancel on me, at least I know how to do a little 1, 2, 3. You know what I mean? Like, you talk about you gotta go walk your fish. Now I gotta go learn how to install my wig. Like, I didn't want to be lost, right? So I don't necessarily regret that time because it's what I needed, right? But now I feel like this year I've learned enough, and I really just want to look put together and nice, and I want to feel cute. Basically, how I see it now is like you have your dream self, and when I think about my dream self, she looks put together, right? She got her hair looking nice, her face is beat, her nails are done, and she's wearing her nice little jewelry piece with a nice quality put together look. That's what I see for my dream self. Unlike the outer appearance, there's obviously more for the inner that matters too, but just in the outer, girl, we need to look good and put together. I just feel like I'm too cute to make myself look bad when I could have looked good. Now, on that topic, I wanted to talk about this video. Now, again, if you do not follow me on TikTok or IG, let me explain for you. So I basically had a video of me taking out my 7-month-old braids. And I'm not even gonna go into that too much in this video, but I was getting torn, I was getting shredded. All these people were coming for me left and right, comment on things that were just so out of pocket. And if you know anything about getting hate online, people are ruthless. But I want to tie it to self-concept, because going through that situation of receiving so much hate online from thousands of people really actually like helped solidify my self-confidence and my self-concept. Usually I feel like when people get a bunch of hate online, they tend to just crumble and feel depressed and get off the internet. And trust me, when it first happened, when I was first getting those views, I was like shaking. Like, I don't know how to handle this tension, especially the fact that it's so much negativity. I was never comfortable with getting so much attention. Like, even though I post on the internet, I posted for fun. Like, seeing everything come to fruition is actually kind of scary for me, because I'm like, sure, I love posting my content, but being seen also scares me, because then I have to be perceived. Now I have to be judged. And literally right before that situation happened, I told myself, like, okay girl, you gotta step into being a creator. It's weird and it's odd, but it's like, I guess that's technically what I am. And I was like, I have to take on that identity. I feel like all the people who are creators around me, they were like taking all of that in, and they wanted to be on billboards, they wanted to be seen, they wanted to work with these brands. Whereas me, I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. I'm getting all this attention, I'm thinking about deleting my page. That's how I felt. Like, I felt this very big sense of imposter syndrome, and being seen by so many people made me super uncomfortable. But the thing is, many people don't understand that, and they think that just because you post videos online that you want to be seen. So going back to the situation, I recently, like literally weeks before this, 2 weeks maybe before this happened, I switched my mindset and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna post my content. Who cares? I'm gonna show up as a creator, because I feel like I never really have. Like, I'm gonna be consistent, right? And then basically right after I decided to step into that, the whole situation happened where my video blows up, where I literally look the worst I've ever looked in my life, gets 12 million views on TikTok, 16 million views on Instagram, and everyone's tearing me apart in my comments, right? And I really feel like it was a test from God. And like, I think one thing about me is like, honestly, like, of course I do get like upset at certain things, like I'm human, but I feel like I've just been able to adopt more of like a positive mindset when it came to things. In a sense, like, it was a blessing / test from God, and I feel like it was also just divine timing for things to happen. Because if you think about it, it's like, I told myself I wanted to step into this, I told myself I finally wanted to be seen, and then like I got put into a situation where I was going to be seen. Now, was it in the way that I expected to? No. But at the end of the day, like, this really helped me grow a lot as a human. My self-concept, realizing that I actually am very like strong to deal with that amount of hate and still be able to post and still be able to be happy and enjoy my trip. Like, that would tear so many people apart. And so I feel like I realized, like, I'm actually very, 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 strong for not breaking down, like even though it would have been fine too, right? So yeah, I'm like so proud of myself for that, looking back at it, even though like it was literally just like a go for me. And think about it, like I didn't say this, but I literally posted the video on Christmas Eve, and then I was like getting like hate on Christmas Eve. That was the first day it happened, and then it was Christmas and it was still happening. Boxing Day, like think about that time. Like you're supposed to be enjoying yourself. Like my trip and travel day that day was so bad. Going through it that day, having to try to navigate how to get all the way from New Jersey to New York without taking an Uber, and I was stressed. I got lost. Like it was crazy. Then to post a video and then get hated on, like I was like, damn, y'all really knocking me down. Like you must think I'm your strongest soldier. But honestly, I realized I might just be. What I've learned from the situation is like, even though a lot of people think that it's something that's so embarrassing, like it's life. And the reason why that happened was because like I was not good for like a good chunk last year. And I know it doesn't seem that way, but like you never really know what someone's going through behind closed doors, honestly. And yeah, I just really couldn't. And then there was also a bunch of other things tied to that. On the flip side, like I've gotten DMs, people who said that they were also struggling as well, and it kind of helped them not feel alone in knowing that like, hey, like someone else was struggling, maybe in the same way that they were, or like just in another way. Because for example, I guess like when I'm struggling, one thing I could neglect is my hair. Like, but people always for some reason think that just because I was neglecting my hair means that I was neglecting other things in my life, which was definitely not true. Like it's just certain neglect. Like I neglected my hair, but I also neglected like people around me. Like, I just couldn't communicate with them as effectively anymore. Was isolating myself. That's just me, but like some other people could like other things. Like that's just how it goes. And the situation helps certain people know that even though you're going through something, you can always bounce back from it. And I feel like that's something that I've always sort of told myself and tell the people around me all the time. Like it literally doesn't matter what you're going through in life, you can always bounce back from your situation, and you can bounce back from it at any time and point. Like it doesn't have to be a new year for you to like get your life together. If you just decide on a random Wednesday morning at 2 a.m. that you're gonna change your life, like you can make it happen. And I feel like one thing you should never let people do, or yourself, is hold your past against you. Like it's in the past for a reason, and just because you've been through something once doesn't mean that you're gonna go through it again. Like I feel like that's something that I want to talk about, because I just feel like I've grown so much as a person, and like genuinely I'm so proud of myself. Like I know some people think that they're above me from that situation. I know some people probably think some very nasty things, but at the end of the day, what matters is what I care about myself, and the people closest to me know who I truly am at my core, and God knows my heart, like at the end of the day. So I'm proud of myself. And I think it's so interesting because it's so full circle as well, because in the beginning of this year I told myself that I wanted to work on my confidence and that I didn't want to keep myself small, and it was literally at the end of 2024 when like all of that finally happened. So I think that's also something else too. Like things could just pick up for you like at any point in time. Like you can have a goal for this year and not see any progress, and then boom, like who knows, towards the end of the year you're right where you want to be. And that's actually what happened with like my social media growth. Literally I was at 7,000 and I was really consistent at the beginning of this year, but I stopped being consistent because I was going through it, okay? And so I wasn't posting as much, and I really wanted to get to 10K on TikTok. I wasn't really posting on Instagram like that. Like I was scared to post on Instagram because you know the people around you, like you know, friends, your families, your coworkers, I was like, I don't want y'all seeing it, even though I literally post on TikTok and YouTube. Like, well, I wasn't posting on YouTube, but we're back, okay? And yeah, like then we finally hit 10K on TikTok, but I posted a video on Instagram too. I didn't want to at first, but I was like, girl, if you post it on TikTok, you can post it on Instagram. I was like, you gotta post it. So I did, and then I went from like 950 followers to now 14,000. And I used to think that I could never grow my Instagram because like Instagram's harder to grow, and I was never posting on there anyways. So I was like, girl, how are you gonna grow? And now look what happened. And in my TikTok right now, we got to 10K, we got to 50K, we got to 20K, we got to 25K, and now we're at 27. I'm gonna almost at 28 actually, and we're gonna hit 30K really soon. So that's just so crazy how things can just pick up for you, because I feel like for a portion in time I was so stagnant and I was like not seeing any growth, and this situation just helped me like skyrocket. So again, like another positive to take away from the situation could be seen as something that was really negative, but I just choose like to just focus on the positives and see what good came from it, because honestly, genuinely, there was a lot.
not just social media growth, but so much personal growth as well. And so I'm just very grateful for it, and I have no regrets in posting it, because at the end of the day, like, people are gonna say whatever nasty things they want to say about you. Who cares? Like, I think that's what the situation helped me learn, is like, I don't know, I was like, you know what, I don't care. Like, who cares about what you think about me, especially if it's something negative? Like, I don't care, because what you're saying is untrue. Like, you know. I think we can talk more about self-concept in another video, but mine, we like solid now. But yeah, I think as for like social media as a topic, I'm just so excited to be back on YouTube, because I feel like this is a platform where I can just be more open and like talk about more things, like the other side of me. One thing that I was saying is like, I feel like I'm a very bubbly, happy person, but what I think a lot of people might not know is like the emotional, intelligent side of me, who's like a very critical thinker, like smart, who's very mature, very understanding, and can give a lot of advice. Like, I feel like that's a very big chunk of me, and one of the best things I can say about myself is my mindset. And I just realized how much me thinking the way I do and me being the person I am can help other people, like just by showing up. And I really want to share more of that and the things that I've learned, because genuinely, like, I just am very happy with the way I think, and I think the way that I think could help a lot of other people, but it'll also help you guys know more about me as well. So I'm really excited to share that too. Like, I really want to get into those more critical thinking things, because I feel like people just think, I don't know what they think. I think they just think holly jolly, laughy. Like, listen, there's more to me than that, you know? But yeah, I'm excited for this year to just be consistent and be disciplined, not just like with content, but just every area of my life, because that is something, those are the two things I've struggled with my whole life. So I'm just excited to just be on it with school, be on it with work, be on it with content, be on it with like my extracurricular activities, like just be able to show up for myself this year and work smart towards my goals and let things happen. Like, what I can say is, like, I'm at a point in my life where I actually genuinely am proud of myself, and my parents are happy for me, but I'm a striver, okay? Like, I like to strive. It can have its pros and its cons, because on one end it's like, I feel like I cannot appreciate where I am right now, because I'm always trying to look for ways to improve. So it's like pros and cons, but I'm happy, okay? I'm at least happy where I'm at, but I still want to, you know, I'm like, I got work to do. But yeah, I'm just excited for that. I'm excited to read more self-help books. I've been reading this one book, The Game of Life and How to Play It, and that has completely changed my whole mindset to just think more positive thoughts. So that's why I'm like so holly jolly, I think, all the time, and like more positively, because I'll tell you, it makes your life more fruitful. And then yeah, I just want to get closer to God this year too. Like, I'm just so thankful for everything he's done and everything that he will be blessing my life with, because I know that there's so much to come. I just can't wait. But yeah, anyways, y'all, this has been a long ramble, a long one. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm literally about to go take off my makeup, go in the shower. Yo, I've actually been using this native one I got in an Avon counter. It's actually so good. I'm definitely gonna buy the full size. But yeah, I'm just gonna like unwind for the night and just go to sleep. Well, I need to post my TikTok first and Instagram video, but after we do that, we're gonna go to sleep. But anyways, I really hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, make sure to subscribe for more, because I'm making my return to YouTube. So yeah, bye y'all.